Go ahead.
Ben, hit us with that clap.
Actually, no, please. Just like you said.
All right, guys, welcome to the Entrepreneurship Camp Shark Tank. Thank you guys so much for preparing your pitches. Parents, thank you so much for joining us in person or online. I just wanted to recap a little bit what we did this week. So on Tuesday night, you guys arrived, hopefully not too tired, but then we threw you straight into activities. They did this thing called junk night. So we gave them just a bunch of yard sale kind of discards from the thrift stores and things like that. And so they had to come up with a business based on that junk they were given. And so that sparked kind of that creativity, got them rolling, got them going. And so from there, we put them into groups. They had some time to work on a different idea, a new idea. They found a problem that they wanted to solve, created a solution, and now they're going to pitch that solution for you guys today. We also had some really amazing talks by Tunji. We learned some economics, and then we learned about kind of some soft skills for business, how to shake hands, really cool things like that. So parents, ask your kids how to shake a hand when you get home. We also survived the dining hall food. The dining hall was actually shut this week, so we ended up in a different kind of room, so the campers were really good being resilient there. We made it through. Everybody ate, I hope. Your campers might need some food on the way home. But we had an amazing week, guys. Would you say so?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully everybody leaves full of creativity, full of joy, and probably very exhausted. So maybe expect them to sleep on the way home. But I had the privilege of getting to co-direct this, and it was absolute blessing. I'm thankful you guys all came out. I really want to see you all next year. And if you're going to be here on the fall, anytime in the next couple of years, I'd love to get a meal with you. So I'd like to turn it over to KO. He's our director from Cedarville. He's the very chair of entrepreneurship.
Awesome.
And so he's going to do a little bit of our why here.
Yes. Hey. So my name is Dr. KO, and I want to, first of all, have all the counselors come right up here in front, because these are the people who went sleepless nights, stayed up extra late, all for your wonderful young people. So, And a cool story is Mia Rose was a camper last year, came back as a counselor. Jacob was a camper last year, came back as a counselor. Quickly about Mia Rose, she was a camper, as I mentioned, but then she started at Cedarville as a freshman this year and actually started her first business and is profitable. So she's known as the Bagel Girl, right? Is this true? All right. Yes. And Ben, Ben is going to be graduating next year. So we're going to try to bring Ben back maybe as a co-speaker, judge, maybe. We're working on that, all right? Yes. Austin's birthday is today. And Libby is so amazing. In fact, I run 2 businesses, and I made sure it was cool with Cedarville, but I said I'd love to hire her. So she's actually working for my companies this summer, but she's the co-director. So let's give her Okay, so here's how it's going to roll today. We have fantastic prizes. Google donated 1 million. No, I'm kidding. Oh, okay. But no, I've been very impressed with these students. We had a lot of fun with games, volleyball, football, pickleball, like we did it all. In fact, during the campfire with s'mores last night, several amazing people brought their laptops and were even working on their pitches during the campfire. So they are dedicated. But I'm going to open us up in prayer, and then we do have right now, I think, a dozen or more people watching online. So the biggest thing, folks, is speak really loud, because this is the microphone, all right? Okay, so let's pray and we'll get started. God, thanks so much for the fantastic, amazing parents that have come and sent their kids, supported their kids. Some are here in person, some are watching online. But we know that you are the God who's created ideas. You say in the beginning, you created the heavens and the earth, and that was an idea, and then it came to fruition. And you've given us, created in your image, the power to create ideas and then make those ideas happen. So we just pray that everything that goes on today would be glorifying to you. We pray that you give the students peace and calm and confidence in Jesus' name. Amen. Couple quick introductions for the judges. Tunji, let's have Tunji stand. Come on, Tunji. Yeah. All right. Now, a little bit about Tunji. We're all learning still. So you're an adult, you're still learning. He came to the camp last year with a book idea, and he sat in my office. And Tunji, how did this happen?
It's been my morning reflection for years. You know how you put something out in your computer, but then for it to touch the world, you're like, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. And the years went by, and we had a discussion, and something really profound. Dr. Ko told me, because he's written many books, and he's like, I'm a writer that speaks, but you're a speaker that writes. So not only do you need a book, you need an audio book as well. And that, you know, when somebody's voice is just in your head over and over again. So January, I published the book, and March, I published the audio book as well. And then do parts of that conversation.
So grab your copy. I bought my copy the other day. Thank you for this.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And Tunji's with FEE, the Foundation for Economic Education.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they funded him here. So big shout out to FEE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foundation for Economic Education. Just so many of the lessons and the programs that we did this week were their programming. So we learned about economics, scarcity, trading, incentives, like just so many. This didn't happen to the extent that it happened. They didn't leave with the knowledge they left with without FEE making it possible.
Sweet.
So I just wanted to stand up and state that, and hopefully in the future, just more connections.
Love it.
And what I want is the counselors to be able to work with FEE and be able. I just want the collaboration to continue.
Sweet. Yeah. And awesome. And FEE's actually paying for several of our students to go to California next week to learn in their own Shark Tank. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. All right, next, she is behind the scenes, but she is so important. This is Elizabeth Beth Laswell. And folks, she basically was working with Libby for 11 months to make this happen. So all the details, all the rooms, all the details. So thank you, Beth. And you are now going to be a professor in the fall?
Well,
Ish.
I wear many hats. So just to give you all a background, I was a music teacher for 22 years. So I came out of education to come here because I started mentoring and advising music education students here. And then I decided I liked working here so well, I wanted to get more of a full-time job here. And that led me here to the School of Business, where I've been the administrative assistant for the School of Business now for 2 years. But I've been also working on my master's degree in communication.
Yes.
So I just completed my first semester last semester teaching the public speaking course here. And
that's awesome.
I'm currently taking my last course right now for my master's degree, and it ends in a couple weeks out.
All right. I love it. So we're going to be judging, and we have a little scale here if you're wondering how we're going to judge. Idea, creativity, the potential market. We don't want somebody creating a product that only aliens will buy or something like that. Competitive advantage, idea, feasibility, delivery, the passion, and then we're going to meet over offsite for 5 minutes when everyone goes, and then we're going to share our scores together. Okay? So Ben, I'm going to turn it over to you, man.
This is the part I've been waiting for. All right, I get the privilege of introducing each of these teams real quick. We've all had the opportunity to check in on their collaborations the last couple of days and see what's going on. Every single one of these teams has put an immense amount of work the last few days. So my first one for the day, Junior Library, if you guys would come on up. They're developing something here. We all spend too much time on the internet, and it's chronic sometimes. I know it's chronic for me too. It's a problem. They've developed something that's going to take the excessive technological use and make it productive instead of just trying to shut it down completely. So I'll let them tell you more. Without further ado, Junior Library.
And if you guys can come real close, because we just doubled our viewers. So 24 are watching now, but come close, come close. Yeah, you can present to us. All right.
Hello, Sharks. I'm Isaiah.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Meg.
Hello, this is Robert.
Sharks, are you spending too much time on your devices? Just imagine how much more time kids are spending on their devices. What are they doing with their time, and what can we do to change that?
Nowadays, children spend an average of 3 to 6 hours a day on screens, often consuming passive, repetitive, and unproductive content. They're scrolling, swiping, and watching, but not engaging in meaningful ways. When boredom strikes, many kids are left with nothing to do but stare blankly at a screen. The internet is both a powerful tool and a potential trap, wouldn't you agree? Electronics are not necessarily the issue, but mindless content is.
Brain rot.
Passive screen time hinders creativity and imagination while slowing the development of key skills like reading, writing, and problem solving. Over time, boredom paired with shallow digital experiences can lead to bad habits, constant distraction, reduced attention span, and a lack of self-driven curiosity.
Parents are well aware of this. They don't want to eliminate screens entirely. They just want screen time to mean something. Parents want their children to learn, grow, and create. The problem is most platforms don't offer children the tools and safe space to express themselves in creative, constructive ways. This creates a major gap and a major opportunity. What if there is a way to turn screen time into story time, to transform digital engagement into a hands-on experience that helps kids build literacy, gain confidence, and fall in love with storytelling?
Junior Library introduces that. Our product is a creative storytelling app designed for kids 5 through 15 that empowers them to become the authors and illustrators of their own stories.
Here, Robert, try this.
Sorry. Through an imaginative, kid-friendly platform, children can write and illustrate, building literacy, confidence, and creative skills.
Yeah, you're good.
Creative skills along the way. For younger kids and reluctant writers, built-in AI tools can help generate stories they can later illustrate, ensuring each child has a chance to participate. While parents can, I'm sorry, kids can read and rate each other's work in a moderated and safe environment, while parents can print out their children's stories as keepsakes.
Yeah.
With a flexible subscription options and a focus on meaningful screen time, this app transforms passive consumption into active creativity.
Yeah.
Censorship is of extreme importance to us with an app like this. Specifically for the writing, we plan to have AI moderators to ensure age-appropriate writing. Once our stories are posted, only the authors can view pre-written positive comments and likes on their stories. This is to discourage comparison among creators and influence positivity. Along with this, Junior Library is a subscription-based service where children can write and draw their own stories free for 1 week. Once this free trial ends, parents can opt in to purchase a 1-month subscription for just $10 or a yearly subscription for $115. Not only that, but parents have the opportunity to download and print their children's books in the comfort of their own home.
And sharks, you may be asking yourselves, how are we making money off of this? Well, due to the low cost of production and management, we are able to offer our app services at a lower price.
Join us in shaping a generation of confident creators, one story at a time.
Yo, Mom, look, I wrote this story all on my own. Want to see?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Junior Library, creations by kids for kids.
All right, I get to go first. I just want to commend your group for the creativity, the fun aspect of your presentation. You caught my attention right from the beginning with the way that you portrayed yourself as the kid, and yeah, you went into it. That was just so great, and for such little time to prepare, I'm just I'm impressed. I'm very impressed by what you came up with. The concept itself is fantastic because I can see this being so applicable to families, but then I'm also, as a former teacher, my wheels are turning about how teachers could possibly use this in their reading curriculums, because kids these days are so driven by technology and screens that how could we, use this on a platform for education overall? I really like the idea. So I don't know if there's something like this already out there, but I could see how this could be really, really useful. So I commend you on coming up with something that's completely like plausible and useful as a tool. So excellent job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We each get 1 minute. You go, Tunji.
You're cooking. You're cooking. 5 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, as a teacher, this idea. Oh. And when did you make this? And
That's
it's
why I brought my
intelligent.
computer to the bonfire.
Oh. Like I'm in. I'm immensely impressed. The feasibility of the idea, again, the practicality of it. One thing I will ask, I didn't hear the price. I heard the free for the first week, and what was it after that?
Then it's $10 a month, and then $115 for the year.
You got anything left, Tunji? You're good. Good. All right.
Oh, and the only thing that I would say on your delivery, you don't have to apologize, just pause, right? So when you're in the public, you are doing great. And when it's okay to be nervous. It also shows that you care. But whenever you feel yourself needing to pause, don't fill it with an apology. And continue. You crushed it.
That's good. Yeah. Yes. Love this. I think that your subtitle is Creations for Kids by Kids. I like that. But I also heard, you know me, I like intellectual property. I heard screen time into story time. So I think that's pretty powerful. We turn screen time into story time. I think that would be good. Great job presenting. Good comedy over there. And not to go into a ton of my story, but I used to struggle with stuttering. And so I was very scared to speak publicly. And so I just want to commend all of you for pushing through it, because the passion comes out, and I never speak perfectly. Tunji's a great speaker. I'm a average speaker, but you just got to own what is your thing. And you all smiled well, and just really good presentation. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. You guys can have a seat. Yeah, let's give them.
Let's keep it rolling. Next one, you guys can come on up. We got Ruth Sweat. This was one that I was very inspired by, just sitting here getting to watch the run through yesterday. So they have an opportunity to serve people, especially our elderly, in a new and impactful way that's going to create leaders and inspire those around them. So I'll let you guys take it away and not spoil too much, but I'm looking forward to hearing this one.
Imagine you have an important meeting in the morning. Kids get to school, and now you're using Mother's daily support. You love her, but with so many responsibilities, you're overwhelmed and unsure how to give her the care she truly deserves.
Actually, I think this is really important because over 40 million people in the US are over 65. And a lot of these people are becoming increasingly unable to take care of themselves. And they're not going to want to move out of their homes. You have a sort of like sentimental connection maybe. But they have no children to take care of them, or there are none that live nearby. So they can't have somebody else take care of them locally.
Our company is called Ruth's Way. Inspired by Ruth's devotion to her mother-in-law Naomi, we strive to honor our parents and elders the same way. We help them remain independent and cared for in the comfort of their own homes. Families gain peace of mind and freedom to focus on their own responsibilities. Caregivers are drawn to us because we offer not only competitive pay, but also a meaningful way to live out their calling to serve others through Christ.
Ruth's Way strives to provide dedicated caretakers so that your loved ones can remain independently in the comfort of their own homes. Our hiring process consists of interviews, training, as well as background checks to ensure that they receive quality care and attention. We offer entry-level positions with competitive pay, as well as accessible training to ensure that our onboarding process is as simplified as it can be. Additionally, we offer training through local churches for those who are interested in serving those in their community through our company.
So all this is basically centralized in an app. We have an app that has an employee-facing side and a customer-facing side. So the customer-facing side, you can take a survey where we get your exact schedule, we get what you need, and then we use AI to match you to the perfect caregiver. So it takes your schedule, the caregiver schedules, match them together, and we see exactly what you need. But for the customer or for the employee-facing side, essentially what we'll do is they can use this app. They can generate meal ideas. They can like facilitate social activities with their patient, essentially. Not really a patient, but we plan to monetize this. We'll do a consultation for pricing, but essentially, let's say you have a caregiver working 10 hours a week at your house. So you pay $864 a month, and that covers $18 an hour for the employee, and we make a 20% profit.
What makes Ruth's Way stand out from other care companies is our strive for excellence in every aspect of our business. We utilize modern technology and work with each of our clients and caregivers to ensure they have what they need to live the life our Creator intended. Unlike many companies that treat aging as a burden, our approach is rooted in deep respect and honor for the wisdom and dignity of every client. We don't just care for them, we value them.
We're not just meeting a market need, we're answering a calling. In our model, honor comes first and profit follows. Because when you build on integrity, success isn't just possible, it's inevitable. And
I want to commend you all for this idea because this, I feel like, is so needed. And I know there's other organizations out there that do this similar type of service, but to be honest with you, from what I understand, it's hard to find good, reliable people, even within these organizations, to help take care. And for instance, my grandmother had to just recently go to a care facility, and we would have liked to have kept her in her home longer. But yeah, it was the cost of having somebody in and somebody reliable, because you can't find reliable people. But I love how this is more, you said it was honor first. And I really like that. It sounds like maybe this would be like more of a Christian based. So yeah, the name is phenomenal. Like whoever thought of that name out of the Bible, we just did a study out of the book of Ruth at my church. So I'm just like, oh yes, that makes sense. So great idea. I love it. So
Nice.
Good work.
Same thing. As far as getting the heartstrings, my grandma is 95. Last year, my mom and my sister specifically was going through it, trying to figure out how to take care of her and manage. My mom ended up retiring, just a lot of stress. And though my grandma's okay now, she's back in Nigeria, it's a blessing. I saw the wear and tear it took on my mom and my sister specifically, how their health deteriorated as my grandmother's went up. So the ability to have somebody that can step in and support and all that is, and then the name, yes, ma'am. And who came up with, when you build on integrity, success is inevitable?
literally, like, Jesus
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I know
You
these
love it.
things. I know
Use
these.
your resources. Yes.
Powerful.
Powerful. And again, like, so understanding that your model is understanding what the competitive advantage is. Like, this is a Christian base. We honor our elderly. This isn't about throwing you away, right? So just that idea behind it is the, like you said, if you can build on that trust where people trust you, it works everywhere.
Yeah.
So beautiful idea, beautiful.
Yeah, this was super solid. I think most of us adults in the room have aging parents or parents who've passed. So this definitely, there is a market. Tell me more about the $18 and then the 20%.
So what we wanted to do was, compared to other entry-level jobs, I think would start at like something a bit lower. I don't know.
Somewhere for like 13, 16.
Yeah,
Okay.
not necessarily minimum wage, but like we kind of wanted to, this is aimed sort of at a wealthier market sort of, so we could pay our employees a bit more, but still make a pretty good return
Mhm.
on the contracts.
Yeah.
And our pricing system is dependent on how it's customizable for how much care the client actually needs a week. So they only need 10 hours a week, then we customize. We have a consultation meeting and we customize their plan based on how much care they need.
Yeah. And just to give your parents a shout out, so this is their business, and you came here to learn entrepreneurship, and this is a good tweak on it. I love it. All right, let's give them a hand.
Can I ask
Yeah,
one
you
more
go
thing
ahead. Yeah.
about the training process? Envisioning, is it people that work as home care already? Is it people that maybe from the church that we're going to train? And then, so when you're building this trust, where are you getting the people from? How does that work?
It's mostly a mix of both. It's like we do advertising, we get people, we go through training, like it's hands-on. We get them, we teach them,
So it's forward facing with the training. It's not the app training yet.
no.
It's the beautiful.
So
Yes,
what,
No, we do it ourselves.
We value the attitude of our employees. They have to have the respect. With our interviewing process, what we're really looking for is that they have the calling to serve others.
yeah, what I think is it's sort of like a lifeguard training, like it's not like medical degree stuff, but like if there's something that needs training, like basic training, that's what we provide.
Yeah.
All right, let's give them a hand. Yeah.
Okay, Tracelet, you guys can come on down too. So Tracelet has a little bit of functional fashion that's gonna bring some peace of mind, and they're tapping into an already existing market and they're repurposing it. So they've created something that's gonna be interesting to a lot of people, I think. And again, I don't like to spoil too much, so I'm gonna let them take it away.
Dementia. Every life in this room has been affected by this devastating illness. Whether it's the neighbor that lives across the street from you, that always bakes you Christmas cookies, or your well-loved grandmother who may have helped name you. We all have someone in our lives whose safety we are concerned for. Around the world, approximately 55 million people are faced to force this struggle of dementia. Not only are they suffering, but their family and friends are concerned with their well-being, and they're heavy-hearted knowing that their safety might be in danger. Are they going to fall or hurt themselves? Are they going to wander away somewhere and get lost? What if there was a way to ensure their safety without always having to be present with them? There's got to be a better way.
We have a solution. Introducing Tracelet. Tracelet is a comfortable,
Discreet,
and stylish jewelry brand that has a location device embedded within it to ensure that elderly individuals and even children don't get lost. Tracelet ensures the security and well-being of all individuals. Imagine trying to find a loved one with dementia or trying to locate a child lost in the middle of a grocery store. Well, with the Tracelet, that will not be a problem. Tracelet has several key features. Tracelet utilizes distress signal activation,
invisible fence technology,
Bluetooth ultra-wideband services,
free application technology,
and an aesthetic and sleek jewelry design that is for everyone. An important note to add on to this is that Tracelets are designed to be purchased by parents and for those parents to then gift to either their children or to their parents. Tracelets utilize distress signal activation by having a button on the Tracelet that you can push to call for help in the event of an emergency. Additionally, Tracelets offer a free app that allows for the user's loved ones to locate you. And it also allows for a notification to be sent to the user's loved ones to let them know if they leave a distinct location or area. Therefore, with all of the added benefits and features of the Tracelet, as an investor, it's hard to let this opportunity pass you by.
So our biggest competitors would be AirTag and Tile, but they do one thing, track. Tracelet goes further. We built Tracelet because safety isn't just about finding lost items. It's about protecting people we love. Tracelet includes real-time location alerts, one-tap distress signal, so grandma is a tap away from instantly notifying trusted contacts. Unlike bulky trackers like AirTags, Tracelet looks like real jewelry. No clunky plastic or unwearable items, just discreet, stylish bracelets or necklaces that fits any age. Our app is ultra minimalistic, grandma friendly, 2 taps max. It's intuitive, simple, and secure. We're thinking ahead to custom engravings, interchangeable designs, and seasonal collections. We'll also utilize instant IP to protect our technology because safety should feel personal, and Tracelet makes sure it is.
The materials we use to build this line of jewelry are stainless steel necklaces and bracelets with gold or silver coating so you can have your own style. The locator device is a recycled tin logic board, which is covered in a thin, stylish layer of aluminum with the Tracelet logo or your own custom engraving.
You're probably wondering how the device locator works. It uses a combination of Bluetooth and ultra-wideband technology instead of Wi-Fi, so you can locate anyone anywhere. The device locator emits Bluetooth that relies on nearby devices so that you can easily locate elders. Next, our free app shows a map with street names so you can easily locate elders when they are lost.
You've got to be thinking, with all the benefits of a product like this, it's got to cost a fortune. But no, the price of this product is only $60 for the necklace and $50 for the bracelet. In addition, the app is free. And if you would like to make it custom, you can add an engraving for just $10.
So with our profit margins, you're looking at 72%. So we're definitely worth investing in. Think gift shops at hospitals, nursing homes, and family-friendly retailers. Tracelet isn't just for dementia patients. It's also perfect for small children who might wander or get lost. With safety circle notifications and instant alerts when a loved one may be in danger, you no longer have to constantly worry or hover. So have peace of mind with Tracelet, because your loved ones are safe with us.
Yeah.
All right, seriously, I'm ready to buy one right now. Honestly, like, okay, I was just talking about my grandmother. She's 96 years old, and the reason why we had to put her in memory care, she was in assisted living, is that she went out to the parking lot thinking she was going home. Well, she didn't have a home to go to. That was her home. But so I'm thinking when I see older people wearing something, it's always that necklace with a button. But the fact that you could wear something that looks more like a bracelet or a watch or something, I think that's much better. I think these necklaces are like they get caught on stuff, you know, if they bend over or something. Like, I love the idea of it being a bracelet. I don't even know if there's anything like that out on the market. So, wow, what a great idea. The only thing is that I just would want to make sure, and I think you said it, was the practicality for an older person. My grandmother can't have a TV in her room because she doesn't know how to operate it anymore. Like the dementia aspect of it, as long as she could just be wearing the bracelet and not have to do anything with it, would we be able to find her then? That's the idea. I think that's key. So that's the aspect that I'm really like listening for. Like, oh, this older person who can't even work the phone or the TV anymore because their memory's gone, can she just wear it and we just can find her? Yeah.
So similar to AirTags, the safety alerts are only if the dementia patient realizes that they are lost and it's an option for them to notify. But it's kind of like an AirTag or one of those tracker things where all you have to do is look at your phone and you can see where they are to locate them.
I love that. I love it. I hope you guys would become entrepreneurs and follow this up because I think it's great.
So first, that intro, man, give me 3. Give me 3. Cold. You saw with the ethos and the so like the intro of it was so powerful. Like, I was just sitting here smiling to myself because coming in with the dementia and then adding the kids angle. So really to bring everybody in this room that probably has a little brother that's running all over the place or an older so the competitive advantage again with the AirTag. Before I get overly excited, let me think myself. The one question I do have is on the invisible fence technology. What does that mean?
So you have a location that you set. So for example, you put a bubble around your neighborhood, and when they leave that, you'll get a notification.
Okay, I thought it was like this is like I was like, so absolutely. And the number on the profit margin, you said like 75%, 72%. How did we calculate that? How did we get that?
So we took we estimated the amount it would cost to make that bracelet, talking with some help we had from other people that have companies in that market, and then combined that with what we thought for the logic board and that technology. And so then I put the math together and we got 72%.
Beautiful. And who was this other company?
Got Ben over here with the
Crown
chains.
Beautiful. So the only thing I would say is like, unless it's you don't want to give away the person because you know your competitors, if it's something that adds value to your argument, feel free to say, just the way you said, it's like AirTags, but better. And when I'm trying to figure out what this is, as soon as you say something I understand and then say my competitive advantage, I have clarity. So if it's something like that that gives me more clarity, like this is who I talk to, they're already doing it, the jewelry piece, we're adding the technology piece. Beautifully done.
That's good. Yep. I thought this was amazing. I think the only area where I would improve maybe would be a subscription model. So by that, even if it was $1.99 a month or something, what that maintenance fee allows you to do is make improvements. Because I do think this is amazing, and I think it can happen, it will happen. But you know, a one-time purchase isn't bad, but a lot of us have these things that are subscription, and it just keeps the customer engaged because you can provide continual support. I also think that there'll be a lot of other companies fighting to get cross promotion with you all. So you can think of other products, even crazy stuff like Depends diapers, like for adults. There's a lot of people that would want your customers and access to them. So I think this has a lot of room to grow economically. Good job.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Okay, next one that's coming up, we got Smart Sway. You guys can make your way up. I got excited about this one. I have a 1-year-old niece, and so I thought to myself, hey, this might be something my parents pick up for her. So I don't even want to spoil too much of the product because they're going to get into it, but it's something that you only ever need to buy once because it's got a lot of revolutionary technology in it that's going to allow you to repurpose it as your kid gets older. So you'll see.
By the way, I'll tee up the virtual crowd. The virtual crowd is loving this. You've even increased viewers, and you have people lining up to buy things. So be ready. Yeah, you all can come closer so they can hear you. Yeah, perfect.
Wah, wah,
Please.
wah.
I haven't slept in weeks. Please go to bed. It's so hard. I have tried everything. Nothing makes me sleep.
There's nothing to do. My bed's so hard.
I need to go to
You
bed.
told me I like a comfortable mattress like Smart Sway.
Sharks. Every parent knows the struggles of your kid waking up in the middle of the night because your child is uncomfortable in bed. But don't you want a way to ease the struggle of parenting? Then allow us to introduce you to the Smart Sway.
The Smart Sway is a smart baby crib like no other on the market to date. This crib has a unique self-rocking feature, so you don't have to get up 10 to 20 times each night to rock your baby to sleep for an hour, and then once they've gone to bed, you put them down and they just start crying again. You only need to press a button and go right back to sleep while your baby gets peacefully rocked to sleep. Also, if you're wondering, how many Smart Sways do I have to buy? This crib expands, so you only need to buy one. This is a one-time purchase, and it grows with your child.
Unlike our other competitors in this market, we have two distinct and unique features that separates us from every other competitor. The first of which is a Bluetooth sound system. On each corner of the crib, there is a speaker in place, all synced up together, putting 2.4 gigahertz of frequency out. Your parent's phone can connect to it, and you can play a noise like classical music or rain sounds or a heartbeat. For example, the heartbeat can have a motherly presence to the child to ensure it gets its sleep and it rests well. It puts ease on the parents, they get more time to relax, and their baby can be calm. It also has a roadblock to ensure that the volume does not exceed a certain point to where the baby's ears are not harmed and the baby is sound asleep and is safe. The second distinct feature is the sheet. The sheet is made of a silk, which is soft to the touch, and it is safe for the baby's skin. So that way, if it has allergies or has a skin condition of any type, it can remain safe and sound. It is also washable, and it also has temperature control inside of the sheet. You can have it be warm, cool, or you can just power it off. It also has roadblocks in place to ensure that it also does not heat up to harm the baby's skin in any way, and it can stay a cool or whatever temperature you kind of want for it to be. It can also be warm, so that way if the baby needs a motherly presence, they can match the heartbeat. It can also feel like the baby's almost being held or cradled. So that way it can feel more assured and more safe and sound when it's sleeping. So that way it can have a good parent presence while it's taking its nap. It is. It also has. It is washable and all that good stuff. So yeah.
After extensive market research, we found that from manufacturing to waiting in a warehouse to be sold, the cost of the product is $203. With our 40% markup, we will be selling it at $285 per crib. You can scan the QR code for a more extensive breakdown of how we found that cost and each product.
I do that.
Smart Sway.
Sleep smarter, dream better.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, so congratulations on having the funniest intro so far. I had us all laughing. I loved it. I used to teach drama along with music, so I'm like, yes, that's great. A little drama in there to get us into your into your product. I'm just sitting here thinking, wow, I have a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old, and they did not have anything even close to any of this stuff when they were babies. Like if I had something like this when they were babies, my life might have been a little bit easier. My only thing is that I love the idea, but I'm just a little concerned about maybe some other similar items that are on the market. I think there's some similar type, more like a baby seat that does the rocking or you said cradling or whatever. And also the other thing I think with cribs, isn't there a lot of safety protocols? That would be something to look into, especially with baby cribs. I think there's a lot of, I don't know, safety protocols you have to follow. So that would be my only concern about the product. But otherwise, I think it's a great idea. And would the Bluetooth speaker be hooked to like an app for a parent that could be just turn on the music from their bedroom in the other room, or?
No, so it is just simply Bluetooth. There's no app. It is just from your device, so you don't have to download an app or anything of the sort.
It just, okay. All right. Yep. All right.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
5 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. From the speaker perspective, number one, the commitment to the crying, yes, sir. And then the smart sway at the end, real infomercial, love it. From the speaker perspective, Jackson, the way you tracked our eyes demanded attention. Where I felt like I couldn't even write because I had to listen to what you were saying. And the fact that you memorized it, or your commitment to your product to the point where you didn't have the phone anymore. So I don't know how many times you went through it or how you organized it in your mind to just deliver like that, but beautifully done. And Katie, what you did is you walked back and forth. And it takes so much confidence to command the space like that. Where most of us, when we're speaking, you just get caught up in your own head and what you want to say and you freeze. But when you're tracking back and forth, it keeps the audience engaged because they have to follow you while you speak. So then again, it brings more attention to what you're saying just by the simple fact to have the confidence to move. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. One question I do have for all of you, you said 2.4 gigahertz. Like why? Why is that the specific number? Is that a soothing frequency? It just seems specific and I don't know why.
So it is a lower volume output to where it has a cover on the front, and it won't put out like a alarming amount of volume, even if it first off, there's already a roadblock in place, so it won't get breached. But even so, it tells you that the baby can hear it at a good frequency. 2.4 gigahertz is a smaller frequency, and the roadblock once again is in place to make sure that baby's ears do not get harmed in any way.
Beautiful. And the only thing that I will add at the end that I would want you to say, because everybody didn't get to scan the QR code. At the bottom, it says we are seeking $5K in exchange for 10% stake in our company, right? So that beautiful, just end with the ask. Like, this is what we want out of this. Everything else beautifully laid out, beautifully organized. Clearly you did the market research, but just end with your ask. So now we have a clarity. Like now it's like, I'm super excited. What do I do now? Tell me what I do now. Beautiful.
Awesome. Jackson, you're alumni? Anyone else alumni here? All right, real quick. How many of you are alumni? Raise your hand. Check this out. That's cool. We like these people. All right. So Jackson, really good selling, and I think less is more. What I mean by that is you got us hooked, and we were all in, and you could chop it just 10 seconds, 20 seconds sooner. Great job. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. I think you should make this also for adults. I really do. I really do because I'm wearing a sleep ring. I'm really into sleep, and I feel like because I struggle with sleep, so I feel like even though you got the baby angle, very soon you should have an adult version because I think a lot of how many adults? Come on now, raise your hand. See, we got a few sellers right here. But I'm telling you, like the way you explained it, we're all like, oh my gosh, this is peaceful sleep. So I think there's an opportunity there too. All right. Good job.
All right, guys, we are halfway done. How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Give me some thumbs. Give me some thumbs. Great. Okay, all right, our next one up is shelf-aware. You guys can make your way down. So if you guys have ever had issues organizing or remember where you put anything, I move constantly because I'm going to and from college. I'm still living out of a backpack half the time. I don't know where my stuff is. I could use a product like this. So they'll explain more about it and they'll take it away.
Hey boss, where does this go?
I already told you 15 times.
We're out of ketchup, by the way.
Hello, investors. Have you ever had problems with employees that ask you where stuff goes when you already told them 15 times? Well, this is true for mainly chain restaurants who constantly hire new help. Take my friend Titus here, for example. He worked at Subway and left in a week. With this major problem, we created Shelf-Aware.
Our purpose here at Shelf-Aware is to help fast food chains organize their products in their stores quickly and efficiently, while also decreasing employee training time. In our app, which we're a software company, powered by Cloud AI, we designed it for organization. Using your own built-in phone camera from your smartphone that everybody has, you take a quick picture, and now you know just from your mobile device where to find that product and how many you have left in stock. See, from our market research, shout out to the minnows over there, we found out that most fast food chains, they use spreadsheets. They write it down. That's not efficient. You're losing time. So we've designed this system to be better than paper spreadsheets so we can document, so we can find their stock faster. Christian, why are we better? Why are we better?
Because the Shelf-Aware system provides a simple and efficient way to manage stock placement and inventory for the back of house. By using our AI-powered scanning software, employees can quickly locate the correct placement of resources while keeping track of when it's needed to restock.
So who even needs paper anymore when you have Shelf-Aware?
Hooray!
So we sell hardware too. Christian, tell me about our kiosks.
Our kiosks are simple user interfaces that are integrated into the restaurant locations to provide item scanning capabilities, as well as share info on stock placements via an AI chatbot. So how much does this cost?
Well, Shelf-Aware has a yearly profit expense of $22,000 for maintenance and office rental. Although this does not take into account the number of kiosks and outsourced help that will be required throughout the year. Now, this may seem like a large sum, but the app offers a monthly subscription of $100 per building or $1,200 yearly. This means that installation of our product in just 19 buildings is enough to break even. And since there are 800,000 franchise restaurants in the US, this makes the total addressable market for our product extensive.
If every location used our product, Shelf-Aware has the potential to make $80 million a month or $960 million a year. But we need your investment because we also have a startup cost of $18,000 for AI software and server development. We would like a $50,000 investment for advertising and paying off this debt. In return, we would like to offer 5% ownership of the company. We believe this is a great investment opportunity because we would love to expand our software company to other markets. For example, there are over 1 million retail stores in the United States. If we partner with these stores, we have the potential to bring in $100 million a month. Our desire is to increase the efficiency for all businesses and their employees. And on top of that, we are protected by instant IP. I'm Anna.
I'm Christian. I'm Titus.
And I'm Naomi.
And we are Shelf-Aware, organization that thinks ahead.
I love how passionate that you all were. You were so you're so confident about your product. It's like, I believe you. Like, I believe that every word you're saying, and this is a great product. I think, I don't know, Dr. Overrunner can say, but I think a definition of a good entrepreneur is when you pitch something that I didn't know I needed it until you pitched it to me. I'm like, wait a minute. That would be so handy.
Yeah.
So as an administrator in an office, I'm trying to get rid of paper. Like, we're like, why do we need paper? We don't need paper. I love how you're like, get rid of, and you tore up the paper. Like, yes, we don't need paper. I love this. I love this idea so much. I'm like, how could I do this in my own pantry at home, in my own kitchen? Like, so I love the idea. It was fantastic in the way you all presented it. Good job.
Again, every group, I didn't give 5 claps on 3. Judge it to my head, not my heart. Everybody's cooking. This was 5 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, to the same point, for this to not be something where I'm not technically in the potential market. Like, I don't have a chain restaurant. I'm big on health, so I'm not necessarily about chain restaurants, but the organization piece that thinks ahead. Now I start thinking about, okay, let's do this for grocery stores as well. This may be even better for grocery stores. And now the market is even bigger. I don't know if you mentioned it, but that's something that I heard. When I'm looking at all the numbers in the AI technology, I'm trying to understand, is it when I get all the stock in, I take a picture of how it's supposed to be, and then does it scan the room? How do you envision that working?
So you take a picture with your smartphone of the product. So say I'm a new employee, for example.
Absolutely.
You have a new product. Your manager's not in the room. You're like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? You take a picture, boom. The AI from manager training, because the app is dual-sided, the managers input some data, and the AI remembers that using our servers, which is part of the reason we need your guys' investment. It then recognizes it and tells the employee how to go there, where to get there, and how to stock it.
Hey, beautifully done. Yeah, because it's a powerfully, number one, yeah, the response. Come on, Titan. But again, I'm really dumbfounded because it's not something that I would be interested in, but it speaks to your delivery, right? And your passion. It makes me want to get into the market because it makes so much sense. And then when you did the numbers, it's like 800,000 stores, like that many million, that many billion. You'd be foolish not to. And I'm like, I'm foolish. Like, so just beautifully done. Yes.
That's good. And that's just in the US, by the way.
All right. So I think hospitals, another option, military, like you can start going through the list. There's a lot of customers. I really like your numbers. It's clear that you did your research, the 5% equity, like this is all very reasonable.
Yeah.
And I think this one has it's the biggest ask, it's the biggest investment, but it also has the biggest potential so far. So good job. Did I do this?
Yeah, and the instant IP. I love that, like throw in for just so you know.
And you did protect it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I can show you the certification.
Oh,
in real life?
Yeah. Good job. Good job. Give me
Okay.
I got Soul Rush coming up next. Why don't you guys come on down? This was fun because if you guys remember, they talked about junk night a little bit. This was an idea they actually came up with a scrap pile in this room. And then they said, you know what? Let's stick with that idea and let's actually revolutionize that into a real thing. So they've been cooking with this since day one.
Hey, what's up?
All right.
This one speaks to me. All right, you guys got it.
They only printed us two guys.
It's transportation, by the way. You'll see.
Yeah. Even a little bit more. They gotta hear you. Awesome.
I have a problem. I have bad grades because I have to walk across campus and I'm always late.
I would recommend you use an electric scooter, but mine is always going dead, and then it's super heavy and clunky to carry around all day. Plus, it takes forever to charge.
I guess I'll have to walk faster.
Or you can use Soul Rush, the first electric skate that attaches right to the sole of your shoe. A lot of college students often have problems with transportation, and when they try to solve it with electric scooters or longboards, they're convenient until they die, and they're very heavy and very inconvenient to carry around. But not Soul Rush. Even when they die, they can they can transition into roller skates, so you can use them anyway, and you can charge them wherever you go. And they can also be controlled in the palm of your hand.
Soul Rush is a highly innovative piece of technology. First, it is easy and practical to use. All you have to do, it uses a phone stand-like technology where it's spring-powered. You just clip it onto the sole of your shoe, and it stays there and it's secured. Second, yeah, there's the image. Second, it's 2 to 3 times faster than an average human walking. Can you imagine what you could do if you're 2 to 3 times more faster, more productive, and exerting 100% less energy? Third, it can travel 6 to 7 miles on one charge. According to our college students over here, that's about the average that they walk in one day. One charge per day, you can get to campus without having to walk at all. You can get to classes on time. You can go do extra stuff. You get more homework done. Fourth, if you're worried about if you're on a huge campus and that's not enough range, Soul Rush fully charges in an hour and a half. That's the average time of 1 or 2 college lectures, or if you live in the city, 1 busy business meeting. And if you're worried, well, where do I plug this in if I'm on campus? Like I have to find an outlet, a safe space. It comes with a wirelessly charging battery pack. It's just as easy to use as you clip it on your shoe. Unclip it from your shoe, clip it into the wireless battery pack. You can put it anywhere, in your backpack, in your purse. It's lightweight and portable. Finally, we use regenerative braking. What this is it gives our battery a 15% longer life. It takes the rolling of your shoe, and instead of just coasting, it takes that power when you're trying to slow down, and it feeds it to your battery, which creates a slowing down process like brakes that you do not have to manage and charges your battery at the same time. My fellow friend is going to tell you about our marketing strategies.
Every single Soul Rush unit is manufactured, packaged, and presented for the market retail price of $300. Now we've done our research and we can manufacture these for $100 a piece. That means we make $200 profit and 200% profit off of every unit sold. Now, this product is not only fun, but functional. And so we intend to step into 2 primary markets. Firstly, as my friends have explained, the college market is huge. We're going to market to college campuses, but not to the college students directly. We're going to set up a system in which the college campuses can contract with Soul Rush to purchase units and then rent them to students, so students can rent them for any period of time at their convenience for their use needs. This allows students affordability instead of having to purchase whole units, and this affords college campuses to actually reap in both the benefits and a share of the profits of Soul Rush's use. Second, these are practical, these are efficient, these are convenient. They're also a boatload of fun. And so we're going to sell them to, we're going to put them in Walmarts, Targets, other big box stores around the country. So every kid, teen, and young adult around the country can experience these. I guarantee you, these Soul Rush units are going to be in every home in America, in every college campus in America, and it can start today if you invest. Bring it to Cedarville and have it start right here. So invest in Soul Rush because it's not just a product, it's a movement.
So what are you waiting for? Soul Rush.
Speed simplified.
Yeah.
I feel like you all have had like public speaking practice before because I'm like, nobody used notes. You came up and you used the space like Tunji said about the other group. You stood here, and then when you're ready to change point, you came over here, and we're like hooked into everything you're saying. So First of all, the presentation, amazing. And then I love the idea. And as you're talking about the college market, I kept thinking, I know kids who would be so into this. And then you did say it at the end, but yeah, I think the college market is just a small part of what you could do. And I also wrote down, what about tourism? Because when I go places where you can rent bikes, for instance, what if you could rent the wheels for your, and do they fit any shoe, or are they adjustable, or?
Well, they're supposed to fit sizes up to 15, and if we get further funding, we could get it up to sizes like 21 for people with really big feet.
So basically, when you buy it, you select from 3 different platform sizes. One's from little kid sizes, one's from like size 7 to 10, and the other's from 10 to like 15, as he said.
Yeah. And I loved the portability aspect of it. You just put it in your backpack, it charges with a battery. Loved all the stuff. So good idea. Nice work.
Yeah. 5 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The science teacher in me, when y'all said regenerative braking, I was like, talk to me nice. Friction. Yes, I love that. Like that concept, coming up with that, like the technology of, does that exist already?
Yes, it's on many e-bikes, Surons. It's how like many electric vehicles can last for so much longer than gas. Like even he said his vehicle has regenerative like stuff because it uses the electricity that it takes, it uses the energy, and it powers it back up.
Beautiful. I did have a question on, so am I buying the shoes and the wheels with it, or is it just the wheels?
Clips right onto your sole.
Yes, it's one piece that's the wheels and all of the electricity, and then it clips onto whatever shoes you're already wearing.
Okay, and as far as the battery pack that comes with it that it clips onto,
yes.
What size is that? Like, can it fit in the backpack?
It's about this big.
Okay, beautiful. I did have one. What was my other point? Go ahead, and then I'll go. I have one more thing.
I would like these around Cedarville. Yeah, that'd be fun. I think it's just a fantastic idea. Back in our day, we had rollerblades, you know, but way back when. I think that this has a lot of potential. What about any like safety and insurance? Like, do you feel like lawsuits? You know, you got to think there's going to be somebody who's going to hit somebody or twist their ankle or something.
So that's the thing about these, because they only go 9 miles an hour, because electric is silent. And like you've experienced in parking lots, people backing out and you don't even know that they're doing it. A lot of things now are adding like backup sounds and stuff, but longboards and electric scooters, they can go twice as fast as this with no sounds whatsoever. So there's actually been many complaints and research of like college campuses, like people actually getting injured because people are flying around dangerously 20 miles an hour plus, and nobody knows because it's not. These only go up to 9 miles an hour. So you're still moving plenty fast, but you're not moving fast enough to hurt someone. And at the same time, you're hitting them with a person, not a giant metal thing that could seriously hurt someone. And there's safety features on it. There's kill switches, there's overheat, like turn-offs, like, yeah.
Sweet. I would still, somebody's going to hurt themselves going 1 mile an hour. So still having that liability taken care of, but I love the argument and rebuttal to it. My other question was on not even a question, the marketing piece of like just being able to expand this. I thought about like DoorDash, right? And different things that would love to use this, where now their employees are using it. And it's almost like that's a way to engage the college campus as well. Like, I don't want to use it until I see somebody else using it. And it's like, why don't I have that? Right. So if it may be a fashion thing, well, it's not even, you're not even buying the shoes. So that's not even the thing.
What about mail people, mail delivery?
Absolutely. Then you get a contract with the government. Beautifully done.
That's what we need the investment for.
All right.
Come on now.
All right. Let's give him a hand.
All right, gang, we got 2 more. So Deciband, if you guys want to make your way down here. So quick little thing about Deciband. This one was really interesting because at around noon 2 days ago, when we were still trying to figure it out, they decided, you know what? We can do better than what we have and we want to start from scratch. So they started over and they accelerated their thinking from the top and brought a whole idea together within 30 minutes and then revamped their whole pitch and everything like that. So to see a product like this come in the way it did so fast and these guys come together and agree on something the way they did, it was impressive. So I'm excited to see what you guys got.
Dude, I was in the ice cream store the other day, and there was this like entire tub of ice cream knocked over. And I was like, why is it green? It was pistachio ice cream. I didn't even know they made pistachio ice cream. I was like, what? And then
Hold
I was
on.
like, how is it?
Has this ever happened to you? Are you an introvert with extroverted friends and family, and you just can never seem to ever get a word out? Never get to share the things you love or would love to talk about? Raise your hand if you have ever been talked over or interrupted. We all have. Stats show that only 40% of people actually are good at listening, while over 90% think they are. But we found the solution.
Deciband is a Fitbit style bracelet that raises the decibel of your conversation. And when you've been talking at a high level for a long period of time, will gently buzz on your wrist and send you a kind reminder to stop and listen to the loved ones around you.
So what sets Deciband apart from your average watch or wristband? It's our sleek style with the material and colors custom made to your preferences. Also the Deciband app, which shows you how well you are doing this week at letting others talk, giving others a chance to share what they love. It gives you the encouragement you need. You can trust me that it will help you improve for the better. Also, on the screen face of the band, it will send you encouraging Bible verses and quotes, reminding you of the wisdom of listening instead of speaking. Well, you may be asking, why exactly do I need this?
I know I've been talked over in my life, and I would never want to hurt someone the way that has hurt me. This is a great way to train yourself to listen to others and to show them the love and respect they deserve. It helps you build better relationships and to be kinder to the quiet people in our society. It also would be great for leadership training, to teach leaders that a good leader is not who speaks the most, but who listens the best, as Tunji told us this week. It could also be used in a classroom setting as a gentle way to tell kids to be calm without teachers constantly having to yell over them. It's a great work for self-improvement, and then you could give it as a kind-hearted gift to people in your family and your close friends who may be hurting you, as a gentle way to just spread God's word and to remind them that they're hurting you, and it's a great way for them to improve.
So with this, we want to keep a very competitive edge cost. So it would cost $35 for the screen face, and then $3 to $5 for the band based on the material that you would choose. It would cost us of around $15 to make, which would be a 60% profit margin.
Let's see what life could be like with Deciband.
Yeah, and there was still ice cream everywhere. Did you want to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've tried pistachio ice cream before, and it's really good.
Really?
You should try it at some point.
We should go see it together. Get it to you.
So what are you waiting for? Let's give extroverts a helping hand with Deciband.
Ooh.
First of all, I'm impressed that you all came up with a presentation in a short turnaround. If what he said is true, that you restarted, and the way that you came up with a creative way to introduce your product is just, it's great, because I am an introvert. So when you said that, you're like, oh yeah, I mean, I do. I'm more of a listener, but sometimes I do have things I want to say, but you're right. There's other people that do more talking than I do, and I just let them. But I like the idea of it. I'm just wondering if maybe there's a way that you can harness the technology aspect of it to be like something that you can upload to like a phone or a watch or something you already own. I don't know. I'm just wondering about the aspect of buying a separate watch for that purpose. But I really like the idea, and the fact that you wanted to add in like, a spiritual element to it for, that's great too.
Just want to say, we did consider, I brought up when we were in the room about what you could do with your phone, but part of it is not just the phone, but the style. And as we said, she brought up the fact that so many things that you wear in your wrist, like it's uncomfortable, whatever, but you get to choose the material you want as the band. You get to choose the color you want. So it's not just about what it gets to do for you, but also that it looks good.
Good. Thank you.
Well, claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm floored by y'all's creativity. This is brilliant. Like, I don't think I would have ever thought about this. The intro skit to lead into, has this ever happened to you? And everybody's raising their hand and I'm not, because I'm like, I'm the problem, right? So to think about that's also what my mind went to, is in how do you get people to buy this for themselves though when they're the problem? And then you went to the build better relationships, and then I thought of husbands with their wives, like, here you go. So I can talk, like, so many ways to play with it. And then the encouragement piece of the Bible verses and becoming a better leader and all the different things. So I love the challenge that it created in my mind, and the presentation solved it, right? You answered the questions that I had as you went through the presentation. And your eye contact and your presence is compelling, right? Just your ability to own that space. I made the argument about moving, but then you were just, I don't know how many times you practiced it for it to be a short time. I felt like you're expecting my money, right? Like in real life, like right now. So just beautifully done with the eye contact and the presence. And then the closeout presentation as well, with the pistachio ice cream and just playing out how it would actually work in real time. Very impressed. Beautifully done.
Yeah. A lot of us know of Steve Jobs. He presented many devices that we didn't even think we needed.
Yeah.
This is one that I think, I mean, we saw it. Everyone raised their hand. Everyone's been over-talked, interrupted. I love the classroom application. When I teach, I think, oh, I could have gave it to that student. I could have gave it to that one. So I think on a creativity scale, I don't know of anything like this in the market. I love your line at the end. Let's give extroverts a helping hand with Deciband. I'm like, dude, you gotta protect that. You gotta protect that. That's good. So I'm super impressed. Same thing with the other group, subscription model. I'm just really big into subscription models because there's a lot of extra income that you can do, and you can give extra value. It's not just, hey, let's charge them every month, but you could be giving maybe the Bible verse, the inspirational quotes come on as part of the subscription.
Yeah.
Because there's just opportunities there that you can keep making money.
And I would even challenge the idea, like, do you need the band and the screen face at all? Could this just be a dynamic app? And the marketing sells it. So it's something that you already have an iPhone, you already have an Apple Watch. What you need is the reminders. What you need is the encouragement. So like when you have multiple choices of, you can get the band because it's stylish, because it's fashion, because you like all of that. But then another argument could be just the app in itself, like to that subscription model. So I think it wins multiple ways.
Cool. Give me a hand. Yeah.
All right, we got one more touch grass. Why don't you guys come on down? Man, hey, my campers, who remembers Riz Rescue? Let me hear some sound for Riz. This is the V brand. I didn't even put anything in my notes. They need no introduction. You know who they are. You know their style of presentation. I'll let them explain what it means to touch grass here in a second. But please, my friends, enjoy the show that they're about to give you.
Dude, you're actually trash at this game.
Yeah, well, maybe you can try playing on a trackpad. No, don't go there. I swear. No, you're not going to win this one. You're not going to win this one. I'm not going to let you do it again. Bro, stop it. Stop it. Don't go there. I told you don't go there. Bro, you play on your computer for like 7 hours every day. Touch grass, bro. Come on, let's go.
According to our own recent market research that we performed, over 95% of young people are told ever or tell somebody to touch grass.
For all you people who may not know what the term means, touching grass, for example, if you may be called this if you are, per se, a little bit too good of a game for your own good, or you spend a lot of time on your computer, maybe like 8 hours a day, a little bit too much. So we have figured out just a solution for this insult. Presenting Touch Grass, a little desktop grass planter with built-in UV grow lights. So with no for no need of that poisonous sunlight. And with a built-in self-watering system that goes right underneath it, it is sure to mystify and stupefy your friends.
Now, Touch Grass, as you just heard, has a built-in self-watering system, and I understand that this can be a little bit confusing and far-reaching, it seems at times, but it's actually very simple. It has a tray on top to hold the soil and to hold the grass, and it has a tray on bottom to hold the water. And simply, this top tray is going to have 3 holes cut, 1, 2, 3, right through it, and some capillary wicks are going to be dropped right into the water, dipping down, and it's going to come up into the soil so that all the water is drawn up into the soil, keeping it refreshed, hydrated, so that you can only refill your box maybe once every week, because after all, grass doesn't need that much water.
Our target audience for Touch Grass is aimed toward the young, frequent gamers. Whether you're buying for a friend or buying for yourself, Touch Grass is to let all the ops know that you do in fact touch grass. Has been widely used in the younger generation, realizing they spend too much time online and not enough time outdoors. I mean, who wants to turn off their game console? Social media has already created the meme, so we created the product, which means we can use social media to launch this trend even further. We are hoping to be in storefronts such as Amazon, GameStop, Walmart, and Target. Judges, you may be asking yourselves about costs and profits. So let's talk pricing. Each planter could be sold for about $12.49 based on our current estimates. And we are judging that the raw materials would cost about $2.91. So that puts our profit margins at 300%.
Judges, gamers love their memes. So this is the perfect market to invest in. It is the perfect place for a gag gift. It's time to disconnect to reconnect. Let's touch grass.
Your group presentation was very good because of the personality, and you're all different personalities. It's like, wow, it was fun and funny and compelling. And yes, I guess I'm not familiar with the term because obviously I'm a mom, I'm not a gamer. My son probably would be all over this. So I love how you said at the end that you're capitalizing on something that's already being said, like, and you're just adding to it, like you said, like a gag gift or whatever. So I like that idea because I'm always like, oh, how do I don't know what to get, my 20-year-old son that's into gaming. I don't know, but then this would just be adding to, that. So I like the idea. So good job. And cheap.
Yes. 5 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What I love is I thought I knew where it was going, and I was completely wrong. People be like, we're gonna get outside more and be more active. Like, absolutely not. I'm staying where I am. I did touch grass. Like, you want to play again, right? Like, so it's just brilliant, especially for the demographic. You knew exactly who you were speaking to, and then the way to talk to us through, because even I didn't know the touch grass, right? So for you to be wearing a suit to break it down, like, so for all the old people, let me tell you what touch grass means. So beautifully done. And then to say, okay, I imagine, okay, the streamers, everybody that's spending all this time, the market is huge. The market is global, right? So the social media made the meme, we're making the product. And one more time, could you give me the numbers on the price point?
So as you saw, it's extremely simple to manufacture, and those prices to manufacture are under $3, but we're going to sell them business to customer at least at $12. And I think that's a really reasonable price that a lot of people would pay for a little desk garden.
Yeah, I think they'd pay 20. Honestly, the joke gift, the creativity, and also what I respect is the courage to commit to a joke product and make it work, because this will work. And Respect. Respect. Beautifully done.
Yes.
Beautifully done.
So our generation's had some pretty lame gifts as well. Chia pets, all that stuff. So I think this thing could definitely work. I was judging your peers, and their engagement is what convinced me. Because if you would have came into a room with just adults, we'd be like, what? But the fact that everybody was laughing and getting it, I think there's something there.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. I think it could be priced more as well. And I think this thing would be a trend product though. You know, like it would be like a lot of trends where it would go slow and then it would just massively spike and then it would kind of like, so you might need another product if that was a gag series or something like that. All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's give him a hand.
By the way, where did that come from? Can you just tell me really quickly where that came from?
I made it.
Here, right? You 3D printed that?
Yes.
They 3D printed an MVP for you guys in the dorm last night. So
Really?
they made this last night. In addition to our market research,
In addition
we
to the
performed.
market research.
You guys did good. You guys did good. You guys did
Also, I love a product that it doesn't take 6 months, 2 years, 3 years of technology. You're like, you say yesterday, we can get this on the market in 2 weeks, and we need to because of the type of product it is. So beautiful, beautiful.
So us judges are going to go in a separate room and confer and chat. Dr. Heyman's going to share for about 5 minutes a little bit about Cedarville, God using business to affect the marketplace. So you guys can have a seat, and Dr. Heyman, if you could chat for about 5 minutes.
On the left and Nick.
This is the microphone.
I didn't want to disrespect your use of science, Nick. We said the capillaries pull up and you explain how it pulls up the water. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did not expect this to be this good.
Fantastic presentation. Sorry I missed the ones earlier. I got the last two and they were great. If they're anything remotely as good as those, you all did a fantastic job. Glad you were able to come to the camp this year. I see some moms and dads out in the audience, and I know that there's some streaming watching, so thanks for being here. I am Dr. Jeff Heyman. I'm the Dean of the Business School here at Cedarville University, also a professor of economics. I had the privilege of being able to do devotionals for your kids, and that was a great opportunity to share a little about understanding who we are, how God made us, and how that leads to how we think about entrepreneurship. That's been a really big motivation of ours here at Cedarville. I don't know how many of you didn't really, I think I had one hand that really didn't know much about Cedarville before he or she came when we talked on Wednesday, but most were at least vaguely familiar with what we were all about. Cedarville University obviously is a Christian university, and we really are trying to have students come out of here with their faith reinforced and really being on mission for gospel purposes in whatever vocation they chose to go to. As the business school dean, I have that particular passion. The late Billy Graham used to say that the marketplace is the mission field for the 21st century. And so I think I agree with a lot of that. And so we need to create a lot more business students that are on not just seeing the business school as a way to get a job, but as a way to reach the world with what they truly need. Which is a saving relationship with Jesus Christ. And so that's kind of what we're trying to create here at Cedarville writ large. This entrepreneurship camp is just one subset of that. We made a major major emphasis, if you will, in entrepreneurship really beginning about 2018. We had some fits and starts, but we've been doing a lot to really promote that. Have a new major coming online, God willing, this fall, and a major Bachelor of Science in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. But the real impetus of that is we see that entrepreneurs typically have an outsized influence on the broader culture. I asked Dr. White rhetorically in 2018, I sent this unsolicited, he's our president of the university, an unsolicited email, and he's not my boss, he's up one level up. So I don't normally just send him emails, but I said, Dr. White, I says, would it make a difference if Tim Cook or Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos were a Christian? And I says, I think it would. I says, does this have any significance for the School of Business? And I think it does. And I did that in the summer, and my boss, who I see, says, what's that all about? And I knew we were going to come up and have a major emphasis on entrepreneurship beginning. And so the administration got behind that. We revitalized the minor. And we now have this wonderful facility. God's been good to us here to be able to have events and activities like this. And entrepreneurship is one of those folks. Not every student that comes here is going to be an entrepreneur. That's okay. But we want to have every student think entrepreneurially. I hope you all learn that you have to be creative. You have to think differently about problems, whether you are a founder of a company or not, right? So that kind of mental attributes will be beneficial to you regardless of whether you actually form a company. But I do want some of you, I hope all of you come to see it, but I want some of you to have aspirations of market leadership. We need more Christians in the marketplace. As I often tell my students, if you graduate from Cedarville University and 10 years from now, you own your own business and you have 10 employees, you're going to have more influence in your community than your local U.S. congressman or congresswoman. Because the community comes to businesses to solve the problems because businesses have the resources. Because it's going to be your name on the back of the Little League jersey or the soccer team or whatever. And I tell the students, and you better do it. You need to fund that because you have the resources. And you will be making payroll for 10 members of your community. 5 of them might be Christians. They're tithing their church. You're having a multiplying effect. We need more marketplace leaders that have that desire. And so that's kind of the emphasis item. So that's why we have this camp. We want to start with introducing high school students. They really, they've watched Shark Tank some and they've seen some of the shows, and maybe they've never thought, could I do this or not? It's a way to test it out. And if they're interested in it, and they may be able to come at a faster pace to when they, when they go to another university. Now, if they go to another university, same thing. Do they want to get involved in that earlier? So that's kind of the genesis of that. So the Lord has been blessing Cedarville for quite a while now. I came here after a 29-year career in the United States Air Force in 2010. And in that time, I've seen the university go from about 2,700 people on campus to right now about 4,000. And that is counter trend to some of the other universities. I place most of that on the fact that we have very firmly planted our university where we are, and we are not moving with cultural winds. I think you all realize what that means in today's environment. And we are not moving. So if that's attractive, you can join many other families that have made that decision that Cedarville is a good location for you. So we have some broader aspirations in the School of Business beyond just the entrepreneurship thing, but it fits in this broader vision of putting Christians in positions of marketplace leadership. If you came through the doors, you online can go to cedarville.edu/impact. For you that came through the doors, you saw we've got a conference this fall. Love to see some of you parents to come to that conference if you are a business men or women and want to come. Because what we're trying to do is with our alumni and business leaders, kind of pour into you the same way we do our students every day to kind of recenter and think about how do I walk in the marketplace on mission for gospel purposes. Business leaders need probably more than these students because many of our alumni, for instance, go into regular secular businesses and they might be the only Christian. They might be in a very hostile environment. How do I think about that? How do I learn? It's going to be both an encouragement to do that. It's also going to give you some really good practical skills in how you do your business. So that's October 22nd and 23rd. And I would just tell you, you can go to the website and see all we've got most of the breakout speakers already identified and the keynotes. But the head keynote speaker this year is going to be Jack Phillips. You may or may not recognize that name. Jack Phillips is the baker from Colorado that spent a decade or more of his life in court. He's going to come along with his lead attorney that went through every one of these court decisions in Colorado. And that kind of fits the motif. If you're a Christian in the marketplace, you may have some pressures that you do not anticipate. And how do you stay faithful to have the biblical witness you want. Jack Phillips, I believe, is an excellent testament. And it was kind of funny because when I started reaching out to the Alliance Defending Freedom, which this is a legal group to try to connect and see if we can do that. Turns out Jack Phillips has 2 grandkids here at Cedarville right now. So he's excited to say yes because of that. So we're excited to have him. So I hope you'll come to that. And I'll go ahead and tell you, even though I hope it doesn't dissuade you from coming, he's agreed to speak in chapel the day of, as well as the evening event. So you can always stream in chapel if you can't come to Saturday. He's on the night of the 22nd, so also the day of 22nd for the chapel. So that's coming up. There's one other thing that's we're just gearing up for this. This is a new initiative in the business school. And it's a business school initiative, but it's really a university initiative writ large. And that's a focus on leadership. We have seen what we are seeing, and you all see it in the culture. I don't care what kind of leader you're talking about, whether it be a political leader, whether it be a ministry leader, a business leader. We are seeing all too few examples of faithful, godly leadership in the world. We need a lot more of that. And so we've had things going on to promote leadership on the university, but we're making a major initiative to do that. And what it entails is a 3-pronged approach. One part is for the students. We've got a curriculum. We're synchronizing our curriculum. We may even make some curricular changes for additional classes. But we want to make sure there's a consistent approach where every student understands what biblical leadership is all about. We've got different classes, and our president says, I don't even know what they're all doing in each one. And we did, but we're synchronizing that. So there'll be some core biblical leadership that every class on campus will have that focus on leadership. And then you might have the nursing application will be different from the business application, will be different from the theology department's yeah, I think you get the point. So we're going to do that. But we're also going to start having speaker series, and we're going to have maybe some conferences, kind of like the Impact conferences, where people can come in, businesses can come in, our students can come to these speakers and hear from high-performance leaders that on particular things. And so one of my good friends, one of my classmates from the Air Force Academy, I've got coming back this fall, retired Major General Ed Wilson. Before he retired, he was the commander of Air Force Cyber. And then after he retired, he was Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Cyber Policy. So he's a big deal in the cyber world. He's going to talk about leadership in the cyber world. I mean, that is a major problem. I don't know if any of you are local, but Kettering Health just had some incredible bad cyber attack and what that did. And at our Impact conference, here's another along those lines. I bet Kettering Health wished they'd sent some people to hear Ed Wilson before this event happened. And I've got an Impact speaker, one of my advisory council members. He's the vice president for financial planning and analysis at the NiSource Corporation. But about 5 years ago, he was leading the division that he was on was the gas division. They had an explosion, a gas explosion in a home, killed some people. And they had, talk about crisis management. Every single one of the leadership team were working 18-hour days for the next 6 months. They learned a lot about themselves and how being ready for crisis management. That's an essential thing for leaders to be. That's the kind of thing we want to cover. And he's a Christian. And he was a faithful representative. He's going to be at Impact speaking. We may have him back. I bet Kettering Health wishes they'd had crisis management training before this last 3 weeks. So those are examples of the kinds of things we're doing here at Cedarville. If you have more questions, I'll be here after.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Did you mention that Tunji's coming back for the adult learning?
I did.
So,
I mentioned Impact.
So if you adults like Tunji, you need your own Q camp. We have the Impact Conference, and that's October
22nd, 23rd, the night of 22nd, and then all day on the
22nd, 23rd. Cedarville.edu/impact. It'd be great for the young people to come back and connect with the counselors as well. All right, so you ready for the big awards here? Yeah? Oh, you're not ready? Okay, we'll just skip it. All right. Okay. So just a few housekeeping things. We will announce the winners. We're going to then get pictures. We're going to announce third, second, and first. And then we will do some announcements after. All right, sounds good. Okay, so judges, if you want to stand up, and we will start with third place first, which is by the way, was this tough? Weren't they all amazing?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I had like a 4-way tie all over the place. I'm like, I'm sure they're gonna, separate. But then we're in the back trying to deliberate because, and I'll say this even before we start announcing the winners. If you are passionate about your idea, which a lot of you are, don't take I didn't win as this shouldn't exist. Because the way y'all just spoke to us about your ideas, they can and will exist. They're viable. They can. So if you want it to, it will.
And Tunji, on that, you start looking at the Harry Potter being rejected X amount of times, like Google. Absolutely. I think Google, it took like the 39th pitch or something. So yeah, there's a lot of good ideas here. All right, let's hear it. Are we gonna do like a drum roll?
Yeah, third place, drum roll. Desi Man!
Come on now.
And I want to say Desi Band, what brought, like I said, because there were ties all over the place trying to figure out. And Desi Band, what really made it amazing is we started talking in the back about the separator. And if I had to put my money into something today, right? And me personally, I have counselors and therapists in my life that I know they're doing couples counseling. They're doing just getting people to know empathy, to be able to listen. So this is really valuable. It would be a counselor's, a therapist's go-to. So if I had to put money into it, I have people in my life that I would say, you need to use this app. Right. You need to give this to your clients.
All right. Landscape and horizontal, come on in. Sweet. Thank you, Mia Rose. All right. What's the app? All right, drum roll for number 2.
All right. Personally, this is my highest score, so like I really advocated for this one. Self-aware.
And tell us why you like self-aware.
So first of all, you all convinced me right off the bat with your dynamic presentation and how like confident you were. But second of all, if I had money to invest, I feel like this is so like needed and like realistic. When I go to Kroger, I see the rolling robots in the aisles now that are taking pictures of the store stock shelves in the store. And so for this idea to be a way for fast food restaurants or anybody to do their stock in their back room, I think this is
spent their entire free time while other people were making s'mores, which for the record, I enjoyed with all of them. They decided to say, we're going to take this time and we're going to perfect our pitch. And so they used their free time and they used the hangout time of the campfire to make this happen. So the work they put in is tremendous. And I'm very proud.
Okay, and the winner for the 2025 Q Camp pitch is Tracelet. All right, Beth, can you help me out here? I'll explain. The reason why we like Tracelet is a lot of us have been touched with dementia. I know I've had someone close pass from that, and I think it's just very practical, and it touched our hearts, but it's also a true thing that can save lives and create peace. So come on into your picture. Yes. All right, good. All right. I'll say one. Yeah, I'll say one. So over the course of the live stream, we had many people join in, and this is a true story. And in our real pitch, which is on February 6th, we'd all love for you to come back for the Cedarville pitch. We do give away $1,000. It's pretty cool. You're all invited, but we've had live stream viewers actually invest in ideas. And so part of the reason with me live streaming was, yes, I wanted the parents to see who couldn't be here, but we also have perhaps some investors. So students, be ready. You never know. There could be some people who reach out, okay? Thanks so much, parents. I'm a parent. My daughter's at the basketball camp. I know what it takes. Dollars, transportation, trust, but we just want to thank you. Let's give all the parents a big hand. All right, and now our co-director is going to give some closing words.
All right, one more round of applause for all that hard work.